Today I'm in the room with Andrea Christensen, the self-taught baker and creative force behind Andrea's Cookies, one of Toronto's most beloved cookie brands. What started as a thriving at-home business quickly turned into 3 bustling storefront locations in Toronto, with a 4th on the way. And today I'm taking you in the room with me as I get to know Andrea as a baker, a business owner, and the human behind the brand. So let's go inside. Hi!
Hello.
I'm so excited about this. Thanks for having me. I can't wait to film this. Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
I'm so excited to be in the room with you.
I'm so excited to be
here.
here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
And
you.
we get to be at what feels like to me an art gallery for cookies, because it's such a beautifully designed cookie shop. We're at the Ossington location and every detail is just perfect and I feel like reflects your brand so well.
Thank you.
So
I
it's really
appreciate
fun to be
that.
here.
Thank you so much.
It's funny because you and I actually chatted first, now it's been like 5 years ago, but
Yeah.
I remember the moment of seeing your cookies on Instagram. I was like scrolling one day during the pandemic, this was back in 2020, and I like stopped because who doesn't love cookies? And I had that moment of like, what are these delicious cookies?
Yeah.
Who is this that's baking them? You were in Toronto and I was like, perfect. How do I order these? I obviously ordered a box for myself and then proceeded to order them like very regularly for family members. But then we ran a giveaway and it was actually my most popular giveaway.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I remember having like 500 entries the first day. Like, who doesn't want to win a box of cookies? And during the pandemic, I think
you were the first person that asked to work with me to do a giveaway, and I was so honored. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like it worked out perfectly.
I love
Here
that.
we are.
And you've grown the business so much since then, and it started from your house and literally has become a 3-location, 4th on the way.
4th on the way.
Which is really exciting.
Yeah.
That will be announced and I'm so excited for it. But yeah, tell me like the process of going from having a home business and not even a home business. This was like a passion project for you.
Yeah,
so
it really
just like
was.
walk me through the beginning of how it really all started.
Yeah, so I had always just liked baking for fun. It was very much just like a little hobby kind of side thing for me. I'd be going somewhere and I'll just bake something. I'll just bring something. And I would just find recipes online. It wasn't always just cookies. It was just anything. Muffins, like whatever I just felt like doing.
So you're a baker at heart. It's like you're a baker and you
like no formal training. It was all like self-taught. And it was just for fun for me. It was right around before the pandemic, actually. I was like, you know what? I'm just like gonna start this little Instagram. I'm gonna just post photos, like you said, like the flat lay thing, of the baking. Like I just want to post like really cute photos of like cute looking cookies. I decided to do cookies. I actually found a note, like I make notes in my iPhone on everything, and I found like that. Yeah, right. It's so funny, like to read some of them back after, and you're like, oh my god, what was I going through at that time?
What was I even talking
about?
What
was happening? Yeah. So, and I had found the note. It was like the end of 2019. And I found a note of like different names that I could have called it. And it was like, the last one was like at Andrea's Cookies. And I was like, I'm just going to do that, I guess. I know, it was literally dated like end of 2019. So
do you remember some of the other names?
What? Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. One was like cookie.chick. Like I like to call people chick, like girls like, hey chick. Yeah, so I was like cookie chick. I don't know, it was so weird. I'm glad obviously I went with Andrea's Cookies. But I think looking back too, I wasn't thinking of it as a business at the time. So like now I feel like, you know, my name is on the brand. Like it's like, there's no going back from that. So I sometimes feel like there's like a lot of pressure having that. And I'm like, you know, it could have been called something like, I don't know, like anything just cookies wise, but having my name in it, you feel this like whole other level of like responsibility and just like, it's very much like about me as well as the cookies. So in hindsight, I'm like happy I did that, but yeah, it's just funny to look back and see like what I was thinking at the time. So yeah, I was working a job. I was pretty unhappy. It just like wasn't something I was loving.
What was your industry that you were in?
So I was working in marketing and PR before this. Yeah. Agency side PR, like super fun for like my mid to late 20s. Like I was having a blast. Like it really was
good
fun.
For a time in your life.
Yeah, exactly. And then I kind of pivoted into internal communications. Didn't love it. Yeah. So this was a job where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like quit this job and go full force like with the job hunt. And yeah, then like I think 2 weeks after that, it was lockdown. And so no one's hiring, no one's thinking about jobs or doing any of that, right? So I'm like, okay, I have no job right now. And I'm just gonna keep baking and taking my cute little photos of cookies. And it's so funny because I don't know if you remember, but like there was two things you couldn't get in COVID. Toilet paper at the beginning and flour, because everyone was making bread, right? There was like this bread making
it was a bread
moment.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
It was like banana bread, sourdough.
Right? It was like this bread thing. And I'm like, no, I'm like trying to do a business here and make cookies, guys. And like, I need flour. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep taking cute photos. And I was like, I will just share on stories what I've made. And if people want to buy them,
love that.
Cool. If not, we got a lot of cookies here.
Yeah.
So I just kept going with that. And then I think as I started to get, like, people would buy them and then they would share them on their stories and tag, and then, you know, growing followers, I'd get customers of like people I didn't know anymore. It wasn't like just family and friends anymore. So that was really cool. And I just kept with it. I opened a website that summer just to streamline the ordering. It was all on Instagram before. Yeah. And it really took off. People started going back to work in, 2021, whenever that was. And we kind of all started going back, and I'm like, you know what? This is going really well. I would wake up every morning. It was my job. Super flexible because it was like working for myself. But I just kept with it from home for about 2 years. And then, I opened the first store in 2022. Wow. I had been doing it for a little over 2 years before I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the leap and I'm gonna try and do brick and mortar. And now we're here in our second store.
Wow. Yeah. It's such an incredible story because I feel like a lot of the best businesses are born out of not necessarily having this idea of a business plan that's like, oh, this is my 10-year plan and this is where 100%. I'm going to go. It's just like, I'm baking for fun. This is what I love to do. I want to share my gift with the world of like what I'm good at. And then there's this like snowball effect, and it happens really quickly because that's when you're in your state of flow, you're doing what you're good at, and then suddenly the other pieces fall into place. And I think that's what's so special about this story. It's like so inspiring. Yeah. You're like, oh, anybody can do it. You literally were baking at home.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I honestly, it's so true what you said. I think if I went into it like, I'm going to open bakeries and I'm going to do this business and I don't know, it would have freaked me out. Totally. I don't think I would have done it. I honestly would have been like, and it would have been like me open a bakery. Yeah. Like I would have been like, no, you're crazy. Especially in Toronto, it's like food is such a big thing here, and it's like so competitive, and there's so many amazing restaurants and bakeries and everything. So I just would have been too scared. I would have been too intimidated. I never would have gone for it. It's just kind of like this path just happened, and like I said, I wouldn't have done it if it didn't happen organically the way it did.
I love that. Yeah. Then I love that that's what ends up happening, because you're just like, I just went for it. Yeah. Is your cookie recipe the same as the one that you started at home with, or have you?
You know what? It's so funny. I was prepping photos. I'm going to do like a little timeline, like carousel on Instagram. So I was like going back, looking at like, literally, I think I have like 80,000 photos on my phone. It's insane. They're like my cookies. Dog and cookies.
Your two loves. You're like, oh.
Exactly. So I'm looking back, and like they were really flat before. They weren't the same. Wow. They definitely, like, I tweaked things along the way. I think it took me about 2 years to get like the perfect base recipe. Okay. Yeah, I was definitely in my new. So it's probably like right before I opened the store that I was like super confident in the recipe. It was always, there's no secret ingredient. It's really just like ratios, how you treat the dough, things like that. So from the beginning, like it's definitely changed since then. And like I said, if you saw the photos before, you'd be like, oh, they look a little bit better now.
I think everyone's at the time, like
yeah. But it's essentially the same, just with little like tweaks here and there.
It's funny you say there's no like secret to the cookie recipe.
Yeah.
Because cookies are nostalgic. It's like something that you remember, like grandma's cookies, or someone always has a story around cookies reminding them of something in their life. And it is such a celebratory thing as well, which is why I think it's such a great business. Yeah. Because as you say, literally on the box, it says there's always a reason for cookies. Yeah. And I totally agree.
Well, I just like made that up on the fly, because I'm like, I need a little slogan. And the thing I love about cookies is like, you're going to a friend's house, you're going to a birthday, you're like like you said, any celebration, like cakes, no hate towards cakes, still love cakes. But it's like, it's more of like, it's more of like you need like something going on. It's like, you're just like, any time of day. Yes. I eat them for breakfast, I eat them for lunch, late night, after dinner. So it's like, it really is just like anytime any occasion.
Yeah, and that's such a simple line. It's actually really funny. My book, Beautiful Everydays, has a ode to cookies in the actual book, and there's 50 like reasons as to why cookies are always a good idea.
There you
and
go.
It's like all the things that you just named. So gonna go back to the secret sauce too of the recipe, because you were saying there's no secret of the actual recipe, but what I do think there's a secret to with your brand specifically is the actual brand. Because anybody can open a cookie business. Like obviously not, you know, if someone wants to do it, they can be a baker and they can just open a cookie business. There's a ton of bakeries in the city. There's a ton of cookie companies in the city. But for me, I feel like you have that combination of a really delicious cookie mixed with a really great brand. So tell me about what you think the secret is in terms of how it actually has become this like iconic brand in Toronto around cookies.
Well, thank you, first of all. I think, and when people would always ask, like, what's your advice? I'd always say, like, you need to have a really great product is just like one part of it, and a really great brand. Like, they go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. And I think my background experience in marketing and PR really like helped set that up for me. I love social media. I'm always on it. So I'm always like knowing like what's trending because I'm just like a consumer of it, right? So I think that really helped to just know what I like and wanting to be a part of something that's kind of cool. It brings people together, like it's special. And it for me, like I just loved doing it so much. And I think that like my passion towards the product and like my customers and making people feel like they were a part of it, that just shows. It's just natural. I really am just so passionate about it. I still love this business every day. Like sometimes my husband or like my family will be like, do you still love this? Like, is this still like, and I'm like, yes, I do. Like I wake up every day happy to do this. And I hope that never changes. But yeah, I think having that passion towards it and then being able to just build a brand that I wanted people to feel a part of as well. And I'm just very open on Instagram. Like I have some help with like ideation, but I am the one answering, like I own the Instagram. I never have anyone commenting or responding to anything. That's all me on there.
That's amazing.
And and even the stories, like I want it to sound like it's coming from my voice and me, and it is. So I think just being like genuine and real in it. I try to like find a balance too. Like sometimes I'll like, you know, share other things like my nails or things that like, cause people will be like, oh my God, I saw your nails. Like, can you show us? And then I'm like, wait, do I need to scale it back? Like, this is about cookies. I don't want people to like unfollow me because of,
you're the brand. And I think that's what's really cool. And it's funny because you ended up picking the name Andrea's Cookies. It makes sense. You're the face of the brand. I think we're in a world where everyone wants to know who is the person behind the brand. So you being upfront and creating that relationship with people is genuine and it is authentic and you're talking about things you love. I know that you always kind of bring everyone along that journey. You tell people, you know, what flavors might not have made the menu or what you've been experimenting
they like things
with.
like that.
People love it because they feel like they're part of your story. And, you know, even before I'm in here, I already feel like I know you even before we have a conversation. So I think that really helps. And it's funny you talked about being on social media and your love of social media. And I think I wanted to touch on that because I think there is a lot of pressure as like a founder today and as a creator of a brand to show up all the time. And there isn't really that boundary. You don't always know when to put that up. Like, is it too much or am I sharing too much or when do I kind of turn it off and get that time for myself? So do you find that you're ever drained by it? And are you ever like, okay, I need to put my phone away and I need to not scroll or I need to not be on here?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah, for sure. Especially because like this is a business. So there is something on the stories or on social, like all the time. So yeah, I am on it like quite a bit. And actually for a good while, like we weren't open Sundays. We just recently opened Sundays because that was my one day. And it was like, okay, the stores were open Wednesday to Saturday. My production facility is Monday to Friday. So Sunday was like the one day I'm like, no one's working for me, like no cookies, like I don't have to post if I don't want to. So I was like holding on to that for so long. And then I was like, no, okay, like I know Sunday is a big day, one for like food, for just like hanging out and, you know, relaxing and people are out and about and just a big day for retail in general. So I was like, we got to get Sundays open. And then I was like, okay, so now I know I'm back. I'm like posting on Sundays again. So you know what, it just like is a part of my life. I don't ever feel annoyed by it. I feel like I'm just used to it now at this point. There's some points when I'm like, oh, I didn't like post it up today or I should be more on it, but I'm kind of just used to it. And like I said, because I'm just on it personally too, it works. So
I think the reason for that, because I've talked to a lot of people around this and I've talked to people where they feel that it's draining. And I think a part of it is that because you're so clear on what you're doing and what you're talking about and the story and the brand, and that's really why it's just an extension of you. And I think that's when it isn't draining. Yeah. It is just like,
you're right.
This is my life. This
I'm not like
moment.
Trying or like thinking too hard. It's just like, it's not performative.
It's literally just you.
Yeah.
So I love that. Being a personal brand, they're not just looking at the cookies. It's like,
well, I like pull them and I get the,
no, your outfit, show me a hair tutorial.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot.
So I love that you kind of show that side of you, but have you always been into fashion?
Always. Like so I thought, I always knew I wanted my own business, but I honestly just didn't think it was going to happen for me because I'm like, whatever, I didn't know what it was going to be, but I did, like when I thought about what it could be, I thought I was going to have like my own boutique because I just love, I love shopping online. I love shopping. I'm just like a girly girl. Yeah. And I thought that would have been the direction I would go in if I would have had my own business. But I don't know. I like clothes. I like, doing my hair, doing my nails. Like I'm just a girl girl in it. Brand. It's I know. A girly girl brand. It is. But I'm really like, that's why we threw in the red because anyways, I don't want to like, guys not to come and have the cookies too. I don't want to like turn people off.
Holding the cookie box.
I know. You know what? Hold that with pride. You can hold a pink box.
It's
like who cares?
The box too. Exactly. If they're happy, they want the cookies. Yeah. It's fine. But I was going to ask you about the fashion in terms of, because a lot of women, if you're working from home, it's like easy to throw on sweats and be like, I'm not getting ready for the day. But I remember once saying to you, I've never seen anyone make a hairnet look so good, because you had a moment in the production facility, also known as Dough House, which I want to talk about. But you had a moment there, and it was like you behind the scenes, you had a hairnet on, but it was like giving fashion. And
oh my God, thank you.
Some tips to the girlies who want to look chic. As you said, it's like look chic and still run the business, still do the things, still be in the back. You're in a production facility. You're probably like covered in dough sometimes, and flour and the things like that. So what are your tips for just kind of feeling confident when you own a brand and like making sure that your exterior and interior sort of match? Yeah.
I mean, it's not always easy. And when I am filming those, like, I know I'm going into film. So I'm like, okay, do I like my outfit? Did I put my makeup on nice? Like, so I am like, I don't want people to be like, oh my God, she's always like perfect in the bakery and this and that. Like, I'm still human, but I care. Like I want, it makes me feel good to feel good and look good. And I never want people to think, you can't still like care about your appearance because you're like in the kitchen or whatever. It still like is important to me. But yeah, I don't know any tips. Like I really just, the hair
fashion. It's like it kind of ties to that also being natural for you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, you look great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're baking cookies and looking great. So that's a dream. But tell me about Dough House. So this is so fun because you've named your production facility Dough House, and now I feel like we're all invested, and we're like, oh my God, she's at Dough House. Like how fun that you named it that, so that gave it a whole personality. So cute, right? But now you have a separate production facility, which is amazing. So how was it to get that, and how has that sort of helped the business?
It was like a really important move that we made, and it was very strategic, but it was really scary because we got this facility. I don't even know how many square feet it is now. Like it's huge. Wow. But when we first got it, it was still really big. We've since expanded it. But we got that in between before we even opened Ossington. So that was like, we had just had the one store, but we knew we wanted to open some more stores, and we're like, how are we going to make the dough all the same, like consistently between locations. So this was our idea of keeping consistency, because I was worried, you have the dough made here and dough made there, and there'll be like differences. And I'm like, I want these stores to be very consistent. So that was our move to one, like storage, and two, just keep consistency as we grow. And yeah, like I said, it was scary because I just had this one tiny little 300 square feet store on Bloor, and here I am going into this like 2,500 square foot massive facility and buying all this equipment. So I think, and then we got the lease for Ossington a couple months after that. So, and we knew we were going to open some more stores. But it was scary at the time because I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting these like big rents, and I'm, making these purchases. But it's great. My office is there now. My whole like dough and production team is there. And yeah, it's kind of like the heart of the business. Yeah.
That's very interesting about wanting to do something that's scary like that, but then the consistency.
Yeah.
That is so interesting because you're right. In order to get that consistency across the board, it's harder to manage that when you're just like individual stores. And how was it for you then opening like the second, the third location, now a fourth is coming? Have you gotten to a point where you're like, well, we have this system down, so I know what it takes to open a location? You feel like scaling is much easier now?
It is, but I still like, because I'm now prepping for the fourth, I'm getting those like nerves again of like, there's another one coming. I know what to do now. I know what to expect. But you still get like the little nerves of like, okay, is this location gonna be well received? But I think I was the most nervous for this one, for Ossington, because it was like the second one. The first one was, actually, no, sorry. The first one I was the most nervous for, because I was like, is this even gonna first time, exactly. I think Young, like the third one, I was like, okay, I've already opened a second one. We knew it went, amazing. And I felt a little bit more comfortable, but I was still like a little bit nervous. And now again, I'm like, okay, here we go, number 4. But it is getting easier, but it's still, you still feel those little like, okay, I hope it like all works out.
Of course, that makes sense. And each one is different. There's
totally
similarities, but you have a different space you're working with.
Different,
Is there anything that you're looking for specifically when you source a location or find a location, or even think about areas that you want to open up in the future?
Totally. Well, one, we look for like size and stuff. It's got to be the right size, and it's got to have like the right space for customers inside. But I think we are also looking at like, where are our customers asking us to go? Like we know where, like I get asked all the time, I'm sorry, I've already said it, but our 4th location is not Vaughan. But I get, that has to be the 5th, because I swear people are going to be like up in arms if it's not. And I'm looking, but it's funny because it's like in Toronto, you find a cool street like Ossington, or you find a neighborhood and you know what the vibe is there. Vaughan, it's like, it's different real estate there too, right? So it's like, you're looking at more like plazas and stuff like that. And I still want to keep like the heart of the business and what we look for with the real estate aspect of it. So it's been trickier. We have been looking there. But yeah, I know what to look for now, and in terms of size and like where, but yeah, go where your customers are, like go where like people are asking you to be. And I think that's kind of been our strategy so far.
Yeah, I love that, because you're getting real-time feedback from people.
Yeah.
And it's like the people are asking.
They're asking. I know. The customers reach out and I love that. And I think too, they do that because they know like it's me
you're
behind it. But they're like commenting, they're DMing like all the time. I'll literally sit and set aside like an hour where I can just respond to messages, because it like, they'll build up, and it's like, okay, I just like need, and it looks like I'm just like sitting there on my phone, but I'm like, no, I'm working, like I'm chatting with the people.
What an incredible way to grow a brand when you have that real-time relationship. And it's like, you don't need to go do a focus group. That's your focus group. Like they're there.
Oh yeah.
They're telling
Absolutely.
you. So
they're very
I'm
invested.
biased and I want an East End location, so I'm going to put that out there.
I know.
Many of us.
Okay, that'll be 6, 7,
yeah, because it's true what you said about Vaughan. Like, there's the walkability. We're on Ossington now. You can hear the sounds of the street. Like, I love it because it's just, you can walk down the street, grab 100%. Your cookies, pick it up. But there's different areas, and then those people in Vaughan are bringing them to parties. Bringing them to celebrations.
100%. Yeah, our deliveries, like we deliver to Vaughan all the time. I know it's going to be great, so it'll come 2026.
Yeah, and you've had some amazing. One thing I've loved that you've really done so well is the collaborations. And it's funny because you have a background in marketing and PR, so you obviously understand, what people want, but the collaborations piece, like you've collaborated with some really great brands. And we actually are just coming off the World Series, which the Jays lost, which is very sad for Toronto, but it also just like brought Toronto alive. And one of the exciting things was that you had your cookies at the Jays game, which is also incredible timing, because they were in the World Series and it really gave your cookies a moment. I mean, I know people were like, where can I find these at the game? Like where I was looking, I remember, and I was like, I gotta get to that 100 level to get the cookies. But tell me how that came about and how your collaborations happen. Are people coming to you, or are you reaching out? Like, how's that?
It depends on the collab. A lot of times people are reaching out, and it's hard. I know we were talking before about saying, figuring out what to say yes to and stuff like that, because we get tons of inbound. And I wish I could collab with everybody all the time. It's fun, right? But yeah, that came about. I had just a connection in the Rogers Center, and he connected us with somebody on their catering team. Okay. So I remember I went to meetings there, and I brought our cookies, and I was just like, listen, we have, I I know, I was so nervous, but it was a really cool experience. And then we just kept in touch. And yeah, it kind of just, the timing of it, I still cannot believe. So I think we were in there around the last few weeks of the regular season.
Okay.
Obviously then making it to the playoffs was so exciting. Yeah. And then, I mean, the World Series, I still, I'm it's over now and I still can't believe it. And I was just saying, I just feel this emptiness now because it was so exciting for the past, I don't know, 6 weeks or whatever it was that we were in the postseason. And it was incredible. It was so exciting, to tell my customers. It was so exciting, to see, so every night when it was 7 o'clock would hit or whatever, and I'd get the notifications of people mention you in your in their story, and I'm oh my God, it's the ones at the games. I'd be so excited to see. Yeah, and then even just my team being so excited, guys, you're baking cookies that are for the World Series tonight. They were so excited too. So yeah, it was incredible, and I hope they welcome us back next year.
Yeah,
we'll be very happy to be there again.
It's such a great thing to be part of as a part of the city and being a Toronto brand.
Exactly.
It's just such an amazing time to be collaborating.
I went to a couple games too, and I saw customers be oh my God, hi, I have a cookie here. So it's so cool to see people there as well. Yeah, it was.
I love that.
It was a really surreal moment for the brand, and yeah.
What are some dream collaborations that you have that you would love to work with?
Oh my God.
Put it out there. You never know who's going to see this. So are there any that you're this would be so cool to do a
That's a great
collab?
question. I don't know. I mean, maybe something to do with we actually have done some makeup brands, but maybe just more makeup, fashion kind of brands, figuring out a tie there just because I personally love it. I love the sport brand collaborations as well. It just really brings that Toronto feeling. So anything local. But yeah, I mean, we're open to anything, honestly.
I feel food and fashion go so well together.
I think so,
you can do some really fun collaborations with food, so that's
absolutely.
Awesome. So I feel when people look at you and look at the brand, they probably, it's really easy from the outside to be she has it all figured out.
Oh.
She's figured it out. It's oh, she's got the stores and you built the business and you're growing but obviously there's pressures that come with that. And you even talked a little bit about the pressure of just being Andrea behind Andrea's Cookies.
Yes.
So tell us more about the real side of it where those pressures can sometimes be a lot, or what's the struggles that you're having right now that maybe keep you up at night?
Yeah. There's a lot. I know. And I really try to keep the social media and what I portray really positive. But it is hard. It's managing people. One of the struggles right now, sometimes it's just money for certain things, opening stores costs money. It's, there's lots going on behind the scenes that I don't show on social media because I really do want to keep it a positive, friendly place. But that doesn't mean that, we don't have our days. And even yesterday, I was in this mood where I was just so sad about the World Series ending. And I was just I was in a place and just feeling times are changing. I have some turnover of employees, and that was just making me sad that it wasn't bad or anything. It was just I'm going to miss that phase of those people that have worked with me for, over a year. And so, I mean, there's always struggles, and, I've made mistakes with this business too along the way, just different decisions I've made and spending money and stuff like that. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever done this. And I think even when I interview people, it was always the first thing I would say. I'd be just, I've never done this before. So you're on this journey with me as well. I've told all my employees that we are on this journey together. And, now I have advisors and help and mentors and stuff, which has made a huge difference, and it really helps me. But I was never a business person. I didn't go to business school. I don't know how to run a business. Like you said, I didn't have a business plan at the beginning. I was really just going with the flow of it. So yeah, I mean, I definitely have made mistakes along the way, and I'm sure, if I did a post where I was just here's the true vulnerability and mistakes I made along the way, I'm sure people would really enjoy that. But yeah, overall I do try to keep things really in a positive light. But yeah, it is not easy. You really have to be strong to run a business and be willing to, have it be your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're human. So I think it's really easy to
assume that everything's figured out, but even in your day-to-day or even just emotionally, like you said, how you feel plays a role in how you show up in the business. And then you have a team that you're responsible for. But I love that you said that you bring people along the journey. I think that is really what makes a great business owner, that you're like, you're on this journey with me. We're going to grow together.
We're going to grow together. Yeah.
You know, I'm sure they, even looking back now, it's like from 5 years ago to where you are now, you've grown so much. Yeah. Is there something that you could look back on and think that stands out as something that you maybe wish you did differently?
Honestly, no. I really I can't think of anything that I wish I did differently because it was all like a part of the journey. Yeah.
It all led you to this place.
It really did. Yeah. I really don't think there's anything that stands out that I could say because
it all happened the way
it was meant to. Yeah.
And do you still bake the cookies? Are you now that you have a production facility of stuff?
I know.
Are you baking?
Honestly, not really that much anymore. So I went in and I think it was one of the games for, I don't think it was the World Series, but the one before that. And the teams, it was a Saturday or whatever, the teams were busy like with the store stuff. We keep like corporate orders and special event orders like in the facility just to keep like the stores running like their daily retail. Yeah. So, and it just happened that like I didn't really have staff to go in that day. And I'm like, you know what, I'll go in. I went in with like a couple of them. I had some support as well, but I miss those days when I can just go in and bake. Like I don't do it as much anymore, but I like love when I get the chance to go in and do it. And yeah, it's literally like riding a bike. Like I didn't forget anything. It just all comes right back.
It's funny because that's what you started with. And like you said, you were just doing it for the love of baking. And so I always find it interesting when you do something for the love of it, then it grows into a business. It's like you can either lose the love of it because you're just been operating a business, or you can have moments where you're like, oh, right, it's nostalgic. It brings me back to that.
No, I love it. Yeah.
Do you still bake? Do you bake at home ever?
No. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't like bake or cook at home. Because I used to be like, well, I just baked all day. I'm not cooking dinner. Now I'm like, well, I just like worked all day in the office and I don't want to cook dinner. No, it's like, I don't bake at all.
I was going to ask about that, actually, the cooking, because often people that bake don't always love to cook and vice versa. So you're not a cooking
Not really,
girl.
no.
Okay.
No, not really. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Baking was like the one thing that I loved doing in the kitchen.
Your thing. But and if it wasn't cookies, what would it be? What
I don't know. Like I said, I loved muffins.
Okay,
like I grew up loving like, that's why I started the lemon poppy seed cookie because I love lemon poppy seed muffins. Those are my favorite. Yeah.
That's
so
delicious.
I do love muffins. Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally incorporate muffin flavors into cookies.
Totally. There's
so
endless.
Fun.
That's the thing about cookies. Endless flavors, and we do lots of our flavors are inspired by other desserts. So there's a million other desserts, and we can just make like a cookie version of it.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
They're also so beautiful. So it's like you can get really creative with
the
look of the cookie too.
Totally. We really focus on, they can't just be the best tasting cookies. They have to be the best looking as well. They go hand in hand because there's so many like
you eat with your eyes first.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you want to be like, I want that one when you're seeing it in a window. Okay, so you're not cooking at home.
No.
But tell me more about what you are doing at home. So when you're at home, do you like really take time for yourself? What's your, you obviously don't have like a typical day, but let's say it's a day off. What would a favorite day in Andrea's life look like? What would you be doing?
Honestly, days off like make me nervous. Like I don't actually like them because I don't know how to chill. Like I really just, I'm not saying like I love working, but I love this job and I love doing this. That honestly, when I have time off, like I'm really like, oh my God, what am I going to do today? Like it's weird filling my day. But I love to travel. My husband and I travel quite a bit when we can. I honestly love like shows, movies. Like I'll come in and be like, guys, did you watch this? Like, let's talk about it. I love reading, and it's funny. I actually am thinking of like starting a little book club, like through the business, like some way that like, I can incorporate like books and cookies and like just like a hangout community thing. And then I'm like,
I mean, who wouldn't want to?
I feel like that'd be so fun, right? I know. And I'm like, wait, where? I think so. Yeah. I think it would go really well. So yeah, that's something I love to do. But yeah, honestly, chilling. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like I don't know how to chill.
Yeah, I think that's because the business is integrated into your life.
It is.
There's not
like
really the separation. You're not like clocking out and it's like, now I'm done and my shift is over. It's very much like, now I'm gonna ideate. Oh, this came to me, and I think it's very hard to assume that there would be separation from the two. So
yeah, it's hard to separate sometimes.
Yeah. And what's a week like for you? Because I know you wouldn't have a day in the life because every day is so different.
Yeah.
And you were saying actually earlier that, you know, you're not even necessarily at the stores because you're so busy. You're at the office, like production facilities.
Yeah.
So what's like a typical week like for you?
So I'm at the facility Monday to Friday for the most part. That is like the core team. They're doing they're like I said, the heart of the business, doing everything for the stores. And I feel like I just always have stuff going on, like whether it's like emails, like planning. So the content stuff, we always have to plan the week before, right? So we're like either filming or shooting content for social media. So yeah, it's, the days just fill up really. But like, yeah, my role now mostly is the social media, the branding aspect of it, managing like the money side of it. Like I still do all the payroll for all the staff. We don't have HR necessarily yet. So I feel like that's me as well. Yeah. And then just like getting caught up in conversations throughout the day with like the team and stuff. Like I'm pretty close with my manager, like at the dough house facility. So we're just always like meeting and talking about stuff going on. And then I'll have calls about like potential partnerships. So there's always stuff going on. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty much at the facility all week. And yeah, I'll try to come in the stores. Like we had a partnership going on last weekend. So I came into Ossington for a bit. We had our 1-year anniversary. So I came in for that. And then yeah, like scouting new locations and like meetings for designs of stores. So yeah, there's always endless stuff going on.
And how big is your team now overall?
I think right now I have like around 50. Like it might be just under 50, but you know, going into the holiday soon, might have some like seasonal hiring going on and then a new store. So obviously that'll go up another probably like 10 people. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy because you were even saying like to look back and think you would have never dreamt that this is what
I used to like when I worked at the first store, Bloor, I would be like, I can't imagine like not working here. Like I just didn't know when I was gonna like trust staff enough to be there without me and baking. And I was like, no, this is my life. Like I have to wake up at 4 every morning and like I can't go out anymore. I just couldn't picture like not being there and doing everything. And it was like, I went through this phase of like struggling to like take myself out of the day to day. Like I honestly struggled with it for months. Like I just couldn't even, I just didn't know how to do it. And it was just like, this is my baby though. Like trusting people to, you know, and now it's like, oh my God, they're like better than me sometimes. I'm like, okay, you guys are like killing it. Like you didn't even need me.
That's the best case scenario though.
No, it is.
That's the hardest part.
It was really hard, the transition.
Yeah, it's allowing yourself to let go and trust, but it's in doing that that you see the most growth.
Yeah.
That's when you probably really accelerated and you're like, oh, I can focus on other things and bigger picture things. And that's how the business stays running too. Because if you were baking all day, it'd be very hard to grow.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
So if you think about the brand now, and obviously it's hard to predict the future and where it will go, but you obviously have ideas around it. So what's your like big vision for Andrea's Cookies?
Oh my God, I love this question and
makes me nervous all the time.
I think about it all the time. And I was like, I'm going to know by the end of 2025. I'm going to have this, like, that's my timeline. And I'm like, oh my God, I still don't know. So we're at this point now. We're opening our 4th store. You know, we still like got Vaughan on the horizon, East End on the horizon, like other stuff. And we're at this point where there are so many directions you can go with the business. You know, we could franchise it. We could keep things corporately owned. We could bring on partners. Like, I'm at this point where I'm like needing to make these decisions and it is so overwhelming because I just don't know. And I'll have like my lawyer will help and he'll set up these meetings with just people who have done it before, like people who have franchised and people who have just kept things corporate. And I set up all these meetings with different people and they're always just like, okay, but like, what do you want for the business? Like, what do you see? And I'm like, I don't, like, that's why I'm here. I'm trying to figure it out. And I really don't know. All I know is I think that, you know, we have a great product, we have a great brand and a great community. And I just want to bring that to more people while still feeling like I want to be this business that's growing and, you know, getting bigger, but I still want it to feel small. I still want people to feel a part of it. I don't want them to be like, oh, well, like Andrea's Cookies just, you know, it's too big now. And I still want it to feel small. And I still want it to feel local. And I still want people to feel connected to it in a way. And if I can figure out how to keep growing and opening stores and still keeping that part of like the community connection, that's like my biggest challenge right now is how do I do that? Because I don't want to lose that. And I feel like that's what helped the business grow in the first place. So,
you being the face of the brand and having that relationship helps, I think. So
for sure.
Yeah, it's so exciting to think of. But
it is, but still, I'm still like, okay, it's almost end of 2025. I still don't know, but I do know that I want more people to have the cookies and continue growing, because like, why stop while it's going well? And
that's a beautiful vision. You just want more people to enjoy your cookies.
Exactly.
Like, who wouldn't want that? And you talked a bit about, it's people that are helping you along the way. You have like the lawyer telling you, try this. You have mentors, advisors, like you said. And I think what's really cool is when you get to that point where you realize it's not how you're going to do something, it's also who can help you get there, and people that you surround yourself with. So I'd love to know if there's been people for you where you're just like, those relationships that you've built that have really helped you grow, or somebody that you've been in the room with that you're like, that conversation really like changed my business or left an impact on me. Or it could be anyone that you admire too.
Honestly, like I said, because I have like no business experience, and I really just went into this like not even envisioning a business coming out of it. But my husband's been super helpful with everything. He's in real estate, so he's like helped me, find places and stuff like that. And he's just, I go to him about everything. So he's been super helpful. And then I have, he's like a part owner of the business and like advisor. He was actually a client of my husband's and friend. And ended up, he worked pretty high up in innovation in Walmart. And he was like super interested in the business. And we kind of brought him on just to like help me with like, just everyday decisions about growing a business. And he's actually based in the UK, but we talk, a few times a week, and he just helps with lots of different things. And then, we have a lawyer now too that just helps with stuff. And he's been setting up meetings with people that, can discuss franchising and corporate stuff and, partnerships with the business. So there's been a lot of people. I'm not going to say like, I just like went out and I'm making all these decisions on my own and I know everything. Like, a lot of people have had a hand in the business, and then my team as well. Like, I've been so lucky to have found a lot of really inspiring and just people who care a lot about the business. It's weird when it's like, I've spoke about this already, but it's weird when it's like my name on it, and I still want them to feel like they're like so much a part of it, and they are. And to find people that like care about it as much as I do is like really special, I feel like, because a lot of times people feel like, well, it's like her name's on it and it's not, but I really just want them to feel a part of it. And I've been really lucky to have some really, really incredible people work with me.
I love that. And shout out to the husbands, because I'm the same. Always asking my husband questions. And I'm like, thanks for always being a business advisor.
Right?
You just need that. If you're growing a business on your own and you started on your own, sometimes it's just nice to have that
100%
person to bounce ideas off of. You go from working like on a marketing and PR team. I was also, my background was marketing, and going from a team to then being solo and trying to do this thing. It's always nice to have that built in.
No, I know.
Support.
It is for sure.
I love it. So you recently got married, a few years ago. It's been what, like 2 years?
Yes, 2.5.
2 and a bit? Yay. Okay, amazing. Tell me what you guys like to do for fun together. You said you travel, so you love traveling.
We love to travel. We've got this place in Mexico that we love to go to. No, we don't own it, sorry, but we keep going back because we love it. We've done a lot of great trips over the year. Europe. We have a dog that we're obsessed with. He's like our little baby.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, it happens, right?
You have a fur baby.
Yeah, our fur baby. So we're just like, hanging out with him, and we're pretty low key. We have a good circle of friends. Lots of friends like with families now and stuff. So, making time becomes a little more difficult, and we're both entrepreneurs. So we work a lot, but just hanging out with family, friends, our dog.
And then you're always bringing people cookies, so I'm sure that
if I show up without cookies, it's like,
where are the cookies?
Like, where are the cookies?
Everyone's like, oh great, Andrew's here, but where are the cookies?
Yeah.
That's cute. Do you guys ever have to like plan time to hang out because you're both so busy? So you're like consciously doing a date night, or being like, okay, no, we know Friday night we're going to be like at home just watching movies and not wanting to do anything.
That's so funny you say that, because Friday night, if like either of us end up making plans on a Friday night, we're like, why did you do that? Like, Friday night's our night to like hang out. We watch a movie, we make dinner, like that's it. Like, what are you going out for? So we hang out a lot. We have dinner together like every night. We're like, But we talk about work a lot too, so we'll have to have times where we're like, okay, like I really just don't want to talk about work tonight. Like, can we just stop? Yeah,
you need a moment.
It's hard sometimes.
It is hard when you're both entrepreneurs and you're building your business, because you're talking about everything that's going on. So when you come together, that's where the magic happens too. So it's hard to just separate the conversation.
Exactly.
It all flows. But I love that. Yeah. Friday night, I totally agree. After a long
tired,
week,
you just want to chill. Yeah.
Watch a good show.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. If you weren't doing what you're doing today, you said you would like open up potentially a little boutique or something. Let's say this was, you're not doing this anymore. Is there something totally unrelated that you would be interested in, or that has sparked your curiosity recently?
No, okay, so actually I have an undergrad. I feel like not a lot of people know this, but I have an undergrad in kinesiology and health science. Wow. So I always thought I was going to be like a physiotherapist or something like that. Yeah. So I did that. And then when I graduated from that, I did a sport and event marketing program at George Brown. It was like a post-grad. And then I was like, okay, I still wanted to be involved in sports. Not that I play sports. Like, I'm not athletic. I used to dance competitively, but I was not ever like super athletic, but I was really into sports. I grew up, my brother played rep hockey, so I was always like there, and I just liked being around sports. So it's so funny that everyone wanted to work for MLSC that was in this program. Yes. And it was like this whole thing, like we want to work for the Raptors, the Leafs, and it was like, the end goal. And now I speak about it a bit on social media, but our cookies are at the Scotiabank Center as well. Wow. At like Maple Leaf and Raptors games. Yeah, they're in the suites only because MLSC already has like a partnership with Oreo for the main concourse. So we can't be in the main concourse. I don't post about it a lot because I don't want people being like, oh, where are the cookies? And I'm like, well, they're only in the suites, but like it's still cool to be there for the games. For sure. And I've had people that like I haven't spoken to in so long, like, oh my God, I'm here and I like see your cookies. Wow. So yeah, that's where I thought I was going to end up. And then I ended up kind of pivoting and doing fashion and marketing, PR, lifestyle. And I love that. Like I said, it was great for that time in my life. I honestly don't know, because I don't know that I'd want to be doing that now, like in my mid-30s. So I really don't, I honestly, sometimes I picture it, I'm like, what would I be doing? Like, this has so been my life. World. This is my world. Maybe still in marketing, because I do really love like social media and marketing, that side of it. Maybe not so much like the PR and like social aspect of it, but maybe like working for like a bigger company, like corporate side and marketing, something like that. But I try not to think about it. I'm like, no, this is my life now.
Yeah,
like,
you don't need a plan B.
This is just
You're
meant
like,
to be.
This is my plan. There's no plan B. And I think you're doing elements of that, and you've kind of brought it all into even the sports. Like, that's funny that there's the diet.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it was like MLSC. That was like end goal. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm like there. I was like in the Rogers Center at the World Series at Leaf games. So it like really feels full circle. It's crazy.
Did you find that your friendships changed at all when you started your business? Because I do know a lot of people who, if you worked in marketing or you work corporate or agency side, then when you do start a business, sometimes it's hard to relate to the people in your life still. Did you find anything change for you?
Not at all. I've had like the same group of girlfriends, like since high school. Like so we honestly make it a point to have a dinner like once a month. I see them all the time. A lot of them have kids, so we definitely have different lifestyles because right now, like my life is very much the business, and I have met other friends along the way, like entrepreneurs and stuff. You just relate a little bit more, but I've had like the same friends like my whole life that I've grown up with, and then obviously like my husband's group of friends too, and then being in PR and like having all the connections and stuff that I did, I like kept those through. So like I'll have people reaching out now that like worked at agencies I worked with before, and they're like, oh my God, like this is so cool. It's full circle. We can work together now with my clients and trying to partner. Yeah. So it's honestly like really all connected and worked out really well. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. It's like the relationships you've built, and they stand the test of time.
Yeah.
And especially, your business is also relatable for a lot of women. So it's like you're not doing something that's so hard for people to grasp. It's more like they want to see it and probably be a part of it. But I love that they've been
everyone's been really, I feel lucky to have like the same circles and people like supporting. Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks.
Okay. 2 last questions for you. First, what's your favorite cookie flavor? Because obviously I need to know.
Yes.
And we're going to eat some cookies, and I'm so excited because they're going to be baking, and we can smell how delicious they are. And I am here for the cookies and for the conversation, but also the cookies.
It's been great. Yeah. Honestly, my favorite is coconut. And I like, everyone like thinks that's crazy because also if you like coconut, you like it. If you don't, you don't. So it's like, you know, it's like, oh no, I'm not going to try it because I don't like coconut in general. It's my favorite. I love it. I love the textures of coconut. I've always loved like that grit kind of with coconut. It's my favorite. And I love anything with our cream cheese glaze. So that's my number one.
And you eat your cookies like often.
Like literally.
Do you not?
Well, when I don't have them, I'm like, what? I actually always have some in my freezer. I have like, So yeah, I do.
I would
like
be the same. Yeah, it's not like you're getting sick of them because you're around them. It's like
no. And I keep saying, I'm like, is there gonna be a day where I'm like, I'm over these? Like I don't want to eat them anymore. I'm like, I hope not. That day hasn't come, and I don't ever want it to come. But no, I love them. Coconut's my favorite, and then just like the classic chocolate chunk. Yeah. And I love banoffee. I don't know. Have you had that one?
Yes, I haven't had that one, but
I love it because I love anything with toffee. Yeah, anything with toffee, and then the banana. I don't even like bananas for some reason. I love.
But in the cookie, they taste good.
Yeah, it's like banana bread.
Yeah, I've heard.
You
saw
gotta try that one.
Talk about banoffee. Yeah, amazing. Okay, last question for you. If you could be in the room with somebody that you admire or look up to, it could be a celebrity, a person that you're inspired by. Who would it be?
I think just like the timing of everything right now, like just the entire Blue Jays team, just to be like, we love you guys, and I loved being at those games, and we're proud of them, and we can't wait for next season. And just, you know, I feel like they became like these celebrities in our city in the last couple weeks, and it'd just be so cool to like talk to them all and tell them we love them. We're huge fans.
We love you.
We love you.
We can talk about, I agree. I think it's like so special, and their bond is so special. Yeah. And everyone's so emotional, and
it was.
Just shows the heart behind it, and the relationship that they kind of built within themselves. It's really special.
It is special. Yeah. This is just like to clean up the edges, make them super round.
Wow, that's
and then
what
the
gives
second,
it the
that's
perfect
like
shape.
They're pretty round. Like sometimes they come out a little bit wonky, but right now they're pretty round.
Already.
I know they are.
But
it just like tightens it.
Perfects it a little bit.
Yeah, it perfects it and like tightens it up.
And do you find it changes with the toppings or the flavors?
The flavor, the batch.
Yeah,
like the batch might come out a little bit different. Yeah. So, but for the most part, this works and it keeps everything consistent.
I mean, they look beautiful.
But they are like, everything's handmade and hand rolled like in the facility. So yeah, all the dough is made off site and then gets sent here. Like everything is still baked in stores every day. So we don't bake and send it here. We just produce the dough and send it here. So
amazing.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna get some.
If you could just
smell
it
good
right now. It's like so delicious. Who doesn't love the smell of freshly baked batch of cookies?
Chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, this needs to be a candle scent.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we tried to make one, and honestly, chocolate, like the scent of chocolate, is not that easy to replicate. Right. No, it's not.
Oh, some Malden sea salt.
Yes, we always use Malden.
Love
the
it.
Flakes. I like crush them up a little bit as I go, but I really like kind of like the big chunks too. You know, another cookie I was just thinking of as we're talking. Just the Pillsbury cookie, like the seasonal ones, like with the little pictures on them.
That just takes me right back to my childhood.
Good, right?
So you would like just have the roll and cut them. Yeah, so
those were the best. The little bunnies.
And it does remind me of like all the holiday and celebration.
Because they're always themed for the seasons. Yeah.
That's cute. We're already getting like melted chocolate action. I feel like a kid again, where you're like watching your cookies bake. Yeah. This is the funnest part. We get to dive into them. But I feel like we need a cookie moment to show the people the gooiness inside. So let's pick a cookie.
Okay.
We'll show what's happening here. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay.
Mine's going to literally fall apart.
Delicious.
So chocolatey.
The salt.
That was not planned.
Best moments. Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me into your store,
oh my gosh,
behind the scenes, and for being in the room with me. This was so fun. It was so delicious. Like literally the best way I could spend a day.
Thank you.
Had the best time chatting with you.
I had so much fun for my first podcast experience. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
so glad.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share it with someone you love, leave a review so that others can discover these beautiful stories and experiences too. You can find me and learn more about the show at palakdave.com, where the conversation continues beyond this episode. See you in the room next time, where life is lived and stories are shared. Take care.